Hi, welcome back. I'm Trinity and this is TV with Trinity. We already talked about my top 5 favorite movies, so let's talk about my top 5 favorite shows of 2024 before the end of the year. Okay, I have my list, so let's get into it. Starting off with My Lady Jane. This came out over the summer. I was absolutely obsessed with it. It was based off a book about Lady Jane Grey and her short stint ruling after King Edward. Obviously, they take creative liberties in this world. People can turn into animals, and they're called Ethians. And people who can't change into animals are trying to get them out of the kingdom. And Jane happens to be married to one of them through an arranged marriage. She ends up falling in love with him, trying to save all the Ethians. It was so good, and I'm still upset that Amazon canceled it after only one season because it left off. One, it was good, but it left off on such a cliffhanger. They could always change their minds. Amazon Prime, change your mind, please. But it was too good. Okay, next I have these two shows together because they're kind of similar. Wild Cards and High Potential. Wild Cards aired at the beginning of the year from January, February until March or April on the CW about Max and Ellis. Max is a con woman who ends up working for the police as a consultant. Ellis obviously is upset about it at first, but they began this beautiful friendship. Also ended off on a really big cliffhanger. So I cannot wait for it to come back next year, but it was so good. And then High Potential, again, a consultant with the police situation. Morgan was a cleaning woman at the police precinct, and she has a super high IQ, so she messes with the suspect board for a case and ends up solving the case. So they bring her on as a consultant. Her and Karadec, the other main character, have a kind of love-hate relationship. It's gonna be slow burn, like Castle. I can feel it. And it was so good. I loved it so much, and I again cannot wait for the second half of season 1 next year. Next, I have Under the Bridge. This show was on Hulu over the spring, based off of a true story of the girl Rena Verk from Victoria, Canada. She was viciously murdered, and it's about the police trying to figure out what happened to her, the friend group, what they did to her, and them trying to avoid getting arrested, and a journalist from Victoria writing a story about Rena, her family, and the people that ended her life. It was so good, but the kids in it are so infuriating because you're just like, why would you do this to this girl? Next, I have Nobody Wants This on Netflix. This was airing earlier in the fall, and I feel like everybody watched it, so it's probably in everybody's top shows. But Kristen Bell and Adam Brody, he is a Jewish rabbi. She is not Jewish, but they start dating, and it's just all about the trials and tribulations of a Jewish and non-Jewish person dating, especially when he's a rabbi. I thought it was so funny and sweet. It was just the cutest thing. After that, I have Mr. and Mrs. Smith on Prime Video with Donald Glover and Maya Erskine. This was so good. I really enjoyed it. I feel like compared to the 2005 movie, if you're comparing it to the 2005 movie, you're probably not gonna like it. But if you let go of the preconceived notions of what Mr. and Mrs. Smith should be, I think they did a really good job of turning it on its head. Donald and Maya had really good chemistry, and seeing their relationship evolve throughout the movie, being like a fake married couple into a real couple, I really enjoyed, and I thought it was so good, so funny, and I cannot wait for season 2 eventually. I think they're doing an anthology maybe, so maybe we'll get a different Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but I'm really excited to see what they do with a season 2. Last but not least on my list, I have Dancing with the Stars. Obviously, compared to these other shows, it's not scripted, it's reality competition, but I absolutely loved it. I've been watching Dancing with the Stars since I was a kid, probably not season 1, but pretty close. And I kind of took a break high school into the Disney Plus era. Kind of started watching on and off last season, and then was watching every week this season, and it was just such a good season. The competition was so tight, but I absolutely loved it. I looked forward to it every week, so I will probably be back on my Dancing with the Stars grind when they come back with a new season next year. But it was so good. I thought everybody did amazing. Chandler and Brandon's freestyle was absolutely amazing. I loved it. Everybody's freestyles were amazing, but I loved Chandler and Brandon's freestyle, and it was just so good. I really enjoyed watching it this season. Those are my favorite shows of 2024. Let me know yours in the comments. I'm always looking for new things to watch, so if I haven't seen it, I will definitely give it a watch. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!